Fintech is taking center stage in India's startup ecosystem, dominating funding rounds in 2025. According to latest data, investors are pouring in billions into fintech startups, outpacing all other sectors. But what's driving this surge? Is it innovation, regulatory support, or sheer market potential? We will find that in this important discussion. Neelansh Kabra, CEO of Tracxn, is joining us. Mr. Kabra, thank you for joining us on this discussion. So with Fintech leading India's startup funding in 2025, what factors do you believe are driving this investor confidence? Is it regulatory measures? Is it regulatory support? Is it innovation? Or is it market potential? Take us through what is driving this growth.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me today. It is great to speak here. And Indian fintech ecosystem has seen a lot of growth, especially in the past few years. We have seen startups become unicorns. We have seen a lot of different consumer-focused products come up, such as payment gateways. There has been a lot of growth in lending tech, in insurance tech, which I feel is the reason why investors are pouring. India has always been a very consumer-focused market. We have been providing with a 150 crore population. We do need to create software solutions and solutions which empower people, which drive financial inclusion. And in the past few years, we have seen all these startups do that. However, it is very true that, even though we have had a high amount of investment come in fact, $1.9 billion the last financial year, it has still slowed down from the past few years. And I was talking to an investor recently, and they said that earlier, they were in 2021, they were funding dreams, but in 2024, 2025, they're funding businesses. Especially with RBI and the regulatory oversight, becoming much more clear in terms of the ideas, the guidelines, and telling us how digital lending, digital infrastructure should be built, data protection laws, and regulatory oversight has increased, creating a much more safer and stable ecosystem for the investors. What we are seeing over here is more so, the start of fintech empowering the entire country with its different solutions, such as if you see lending tech nowadays.
Private equity firms really looking for when investing in startups today? Are Indian fintech startups seeing more funding from global investors, or is it domestic capital that is playing a bigger role?
So obviously, when we talk about a bigger capital round, it is global investors, Y Combinator, and a lot of these foreign funds have invested a lot when it comes to bigger amounts. In fact, DMI Finance raised $350 million from other investors simply for their growth. And the private equity and other VC funds, honestly, in the last couple of years, it seems that they're looking more for a stable business. They want to see profitability. They want to see a business which will grow in a sustainable manner, which will be compliant. Compliance has become a very strict need. So as long as a business is compliant, it is with all regulatory norms, it is profitable. That is what is more important rather than just purely, funding for growth at all means kind of a model. It has more so become of a sustainable solution. So as long as the unit economics work out, as long as the business is inherently profitable, sustainable, and is making an impact, that has become much more important than the past few years, where it was, what hype can it create, or what, how big of an impact it can be in terms of the product itself. So now the PE firms, especially the foreign PE firms, and even Indian investors, they're more so looking at the unit economics to see how sustainable and how compliant a business is.
Right, Mr. Kabra, what challenges do fintech startups face despite the high funding levels? How is your company addressing the challenges posed by increased competition and regulatory changes in the whole fintech landscape?
No, that is a very true problem, very big. Not a problem, I would say, but more so a path which we have to follow. It does offer us a lot of guidance. The regulatory oversight allows us to ensure that we the software that we are developing, or the solutions that we are developing, the products that we develop, they are towards the right direction. the only way to do this is to have a keen eye on the daily updates, the daily changes that are happening. Keep reading on news, keep talking to people in the government, in the industry, as to what new what is the current trend in terms of work. And it is, I personally believe that regulatory oversight is not a hindrance. It's more so a path. It is more so a a direction on which we should grow. So the only solution to that, which our company, or which I believe the other people are, and they should be doing, is to have a team which manages the compliance, the regulations, and ensures that the products that we're developing, they are safe for the public to use.